asked Coach Room, I said, what y'all got in the closet? What he calls it. He said, we got a good bit of stuff. He said, come out one day. He opened it up, said, take whatever you want. I grabbed this, I grabbed this.
Make clothes big enough for me,
They probably got, what you wearing? X? 2X? They might have one or two things.
Yeah.
I know they got some double X's.
Say talk a little louder, Jeremy.
I got quadruples in there.
Yeah.
Now Larry's not nobody knows.
Yeah.
Ready?
Good evening again, everyone, from Hoover, Alabama. It's time for Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Here on the web, the Bobcats playing their second game of the day here in the Perfect Game Tournament. Each team is guaranteed 4 games. Win or lose in this game, Sumrall will play again tomorrow morning at 11:30. Kelly Shannon with you, along with producer, engineer, director Jeremy Thompson. Glad to bring you the action tonight on a cool Friday night here in Hoover. The Bobcats 7-2 taking on the St. Pius Golden Lions. This is a Catholic school team from north of Atlanta. The Golden Lions 2-7 on the year. Sumrall comes in 7-2. By a coin flip, it was determined that the Lions will be the home team, and their sophomore pitcher Cooper Harlan on the mound. In fact, the Lions have an all-underclass outfield. Two sophomores and a freshman will patrol the outfield for the Lions. Let's take a look at the Sumrall lineup. It has some changes as far as batting order goes. Dennis Jackson will lead it off and play center field. He'll be followed by Zane Berry. Graham Crawford bats third and catches game 2. Billy Garrity playing right field again in the cleanup spot. Seth Mitchell moves up from the 9 hole to the 5 spot. He'll be the designated hitter tonight. And he is actually hitting for Sully Clark, who is defensively playing third base. Javen Williams bats 6th and plays left field. Then Hunter Barrett, who will pitch tonight for the Bobcats in this game, he bats 7th. Mason Story bats 8th. He's playing first base. And then Tanner Morgan, the senior shortstop, rounds out the batting order for Sumrall. So again, for the Bobcats, it's Jackson, Barry, Crawford, Garrity, Mitchell, Williams, Barrett, Story, and Morgan. Hunter Barrett gets the start on the mound, and we'll give you his numbers in a bit. But again, Cooper Harlan, the sophomore lefty, on the mound for the Golden Lions of St. Pius High School out of Atlanta, Georgia, Dunwoody, Stone Mountain, around in that area. So here's Dennis Jackson to lead it off. Dennis came into the series hitting .583. He went 0 for 3 with a hit batsman in the first game today. So we are underway, swing and a miss. We are right down here by the field, right behind home plate, but the picture that you're seeing is from up top. An all turfed infield here at this complex. That pitch is low, 1-1. 330 down the lines, 375 the power alleys, and 400 to dead center. There's a drive to left center field. Moving over is the center fielder to make the grab. Making that catch in center is Will Tippett for the first out. So here's Zane Berry now. Zane had a good game 1 today. And he had been lamenting the fact that things were pretty quiet with the bat, but he went 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Lefty versus righty this matchup, swing and a miss. Might take a inning or two for the Bobcats to adjust a little bit because, again, left-handers by nature are not necessarily power throwers. They're more finesse guys and kind of nibble the corners. That one was outside. 1-1 the count to Zane Berry. Swung on. Here's a grounder to short. Throw over to first, and Zane Berry is retired as Chandler Simpson, the UAB commit at shortstop, makes that play. So 2 up and 2 down, and here's Graham Crawford. Crawford hitting right-handed against the lefty. Crawford came in hitting .316 in this series. Coach Larry Knight in his white pullover down at third. There's a drive to left field, and that is down. First pitch swinging, and Crawford slaps it into left field. So the Wildcats have a 2-out single. He will be lifted as he will get the catching gear on and get ready to go. And Hayden Barrett, Hunter's younger brother, will come in to run. And here's Billy Garrity now. Garrity rapidly catching up with Zane Berry in the walks on the year. Big Time Billy's grandparents and Uncle Roger are watching in Mendenhall, and they say, "Go Bobcats." We'd love to hear where you're watching or listening to the game from tonight. Give us a text at 601-310-7077. Christy Martin has already checked in from Folsom, Louisiana for the nightcap here. We are about, gosh, maybe 25 feet from home plate. That's inside. And they said that it hit Billy. Just grazed him, so down he goes, and he is not a happy camper, as he wants to hit. So 2 on and 2 out. Logan Powell is staying up late for this one. Of course, now that he's a college-age guy, you don't want to stay up past 10 or 11. Logan says he wishes he could still be patrolling the outfield with this particular edition of the Bobcats. So here's Seth Mitchell. Mitchell batted in the 9 hole in game 1 and was on 2 out of the 3 times up. Came into the series hitting .375. So runners will be moving on contact here in the top of the first inning. Sumrall will play tomorrow at 11:30, regardless of the outcome of this game. That pitch is outside. Hunter Barrett is on deck. Javen Williams is on deck, and then Hunter Barrett. Barrett will hit for himself. Lots of times the pitchers don't. That pitch is low. Gets away from the catcher, and both runners will advance. Matt Turner had a hard time coming up with that ball, and then actually, unintentionally, the umpire was kind of in the way, which umpire is part of the field, so pitch to Javen. There's a strike.
I can't see balls and strikes.
You don't know that.
3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So the count fills now at 3-2. Mason Hudson watching from the 601. So are Sharon Tristan and Grayson Cooley. Wish they could be here, and we wish that you could be as well. 3-2 pitch swung on, and there's a drive. Fair ball inside the line. This will plate 2. Rounding first on his way to second is Seth Mitchell. He delivers again with a double, rounding second, and will pull the parachute and stay at second base, and Sumrall leads it 2-0. So Seth Mitchell delivers again. A double and 2 RBIs, and he's in scoring position now. They thought maybe that ball was foul. But remember, if it's on the line, it's a fair ball. And lots of times people don't understand that, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't matter what happens to the ball once it gets over third base. So here's Javen Williams. Karen Thompson watching again with her blue and yellow hearts that she also sends in her messages. Loves the Bobcats. There's a strike on the corner. Young Cooper Harlan on the mound for the Golden Lions of St. Pius. Seth Mitchell at second base will be moving on contact with 2 away. Breaking ball, there's a drive, and that ball is down. Rounding third. Coming toward the plate now, coming back to third is Javen Williams. It looked like he was going to run through the signal. Larry Knight had told him to put the brakes on, but it looked like he was going to run right through it, but then thought better of it and held up. So Javen Williams is on with a single. Sumrall with 3 hits in the inning. And here's Hunter Barrett now. We'll try to put some more runs on the board to give him some comfortable room to work when he takes to the mound at the bottom of the first inning. Can hear the wind blowing through our field side microphones here. Swung on and fouled right back here behind us. So it'll be late night for the Bobcats getting in, and then they'll turn right around tomorrow morning at 11:30 and finish things up, weather permitting. Weather forecast not real spiffy tomorrow. That's in the turf. So 1-1 now to Barrett. Should he reach, then Mason Story would come up. Onto the Sumrall faithful over here to our right. Temperature comfortable, but when that wind kicks up, it's just a tad on the cool side. That's low. 2-1 now. And a sophomore on the mound for the Lions. 2 freshmen as the corner outfielders and a sophomore in center. 2-1. Pop up out towards shallow right field. Look out, this is trouble, and it drops. 1 run will score. That was kind of out there in no man's land. Backing up from second base was Will Briones. He couldn't get it. The center fielder, Will Tippett, could not come in from center to get it. And the shortstop, Chandler Simpson, couldn't get there. So it drops for a base hit. Hunter Barrett is credited with an RBI. He advances to third. Javen Williams does. And Marshall Phillips running at first base for Hunter Barrett so he can get ready to pitch. 3-0 Sumrall here in the top of the first. And here's Mason Story. Here's a drive to left center field. That ball is well hit. Back toward the fence, but waiting on it is Jack Herring. He makes the grab, and that retires the side. So Mace gave it a ride, but got hung up in the air for an out. So Sumrall comes up with 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors and a couple of men left on base. So Hunter Barrett now will warm up, and he will face the following lineup. Will Tippett, the center fielder, bats first, followed by Will Briones. Chandler Simpson, the shortstop, bats third, followed by the cleanup hitter, Mike Spear. Spear plays third base. Daniel Terran batting fifth. He's the designated hitter, hitting for the pitcher, Cooper Harlan. Matt Turner, the catcher, bats sixth. Justin Doichak, seventh. He's the first baseman. Tommy Fry, the right fielder, batting eighth, and batting ninth is the left fielder, Jack Herring. Let's go Honeybee. Uncle Ernie checks in Boy, Uncle Ernie was a big Sumrall football fan, too. Uncle Ernie's watching from the 601. Billy Garrity's cousins, Leslie and George, in Michigan, watching the ball game. What's the temperature in Michigan tonight? It's probably about 50 or so here. Doubtful that it's that temperature up in Michigan. That's what's cool about the internet. When Mr. Gore invented it, he said that it would be pretty cool. So the Bobcats getting ready to work defensively here in the bottom of the first inning, and Will Tippett will lead it off. The center fielder. Righty versus righty, the matchup here. Barrett comes into the game with a win-loss record of 1-0. First pitch is a strike at the belt buckle. Barrett has a 1.0 earned run average. He has pitched 7 innings. Has given up 5 hits. There's another pitch that's a strike. But here's the stat that jumps out to me. In 7 innings, Hunter Barrett has not walked a single man and has struck out 12. Make that 13. As Will Tippett goes down on strikes. Here's Will Briones. The Michigan gang says it's 26 degrees in Michigan right now, which that's probably a heat wave for this time of year up there. Here's Will Briones, the second baseman. He's a senior, and every single pitch that Hunter Barrett has thrown so far has been a strike. That fastball was right down the middle. Another one, swing and a miss. Chandler Simpson is on deck. He is the shortstop. He has already committed to, and there's another strikeout. Every single, I don't think Barrett has thrown a ball yet.
6 strikes. Pounding
the strike zone. And here, as we mentioned, is Chandler Simpson. He is committed to the University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers. Swung on and fouled into the screen. Whoop. There's a ball that came over from the other field. This is like other parks around the area where foul balls are flying every which direction. You have to really be careful. Nothing in 1 to Chandler Simpson. Every pitch so far has been a strike, and that one is laced foul out of play to the left side. Sumrall leading it 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. 2 RBIs by Seth Mitchell and 1 by Hunter Barrett. And Chandler Simpson with a 2-strike pitch. Swung on, and there's a drive towards second. Barry backs up to make the play, throws over to first base, and they get him by a step. Nice play by Zane Barry to rob Simpson of a base hit. So 3 up and 3 down for the Golden Lions. In the bottom of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors. As usual, we want to thank our sponsors, State Farm agents Stacy Clark and Lance Ware. Family Practice After Hours Clinic on Highway 98. Big supporters of Sumrall Baseball, as are the professionals at Magnolia State Bank and Bellevue Specialty Eye Care. Let's go back to our Sumrall roll call at 601-310-7077. Roger and Karen Welch are watching again from Mendenhall. So proud of their nephew Billy and the rest of the Bobcats. Coach Broom on the field having a word with the home plate umpire. And the home plate, I don't know how old he is, but it looks like he's about your age or younger, Jeremy. Tanner Morgan will lead it off for the Rollcats in the second. Sumrall looking to get a win here at this tournament. And again, regardless of the outcome of this one, they are set to play tomorrow morning at 11:30, and then that'll do it. And again, weather permitting. Wind beginning to kick up tonight, although rain not a problem at all here. So here's Tanner Morgan to lead it off. First pitch to him was a strike right at the kneecaps. Cooper Harlan back to work for his second inning. Bobcats were on him pretty hard. He's a sophomore lefty. Swung on. Here's a drive toward left field. And that is caught on the run out in left field. Jack Herring had to reach up above his cap and make the play. But a good play by Herring. Erases Morgan, and that'll bring up Dennis Jackson, who flew to center his first time up. And first pitch swinging, drops one into left center field. That is a base hit. And of course, Dennis Jackson at first, he might as well be at third. As fast as he is, you would think he would be on the move. Zane Berry grounded out to short. Bobcats in their second at bat have already batted around. Zane starting to warm up a little bit. Came into the series hitting .278. There's a strike. His brother Zach Berry, a Sumrall legacy, a.k.a. Fresh, texted in last night. Oh, they got a pickoff play going here, but Dennis Jackson getting a good enough jump that he was able to steal it anyway. Sometimes with left-handers, they have a problem of kicking that leg up a little bit too slowly, and runners that have the speed that Jackson has are coached to go on first movement, and that's exactly what he did. And he made it. Now trying to steal third. Breaking ball fouled away. He had third stolen. But Berry fouled it off. So 0-2 the count to Zane. Now timeout is called. Dennis Ray wearing kind of the gold cleats down there, while Zane going with the white cleats. I remember the Oakland A's back in the early 70s kind of made white cleats fashionable. Whoa, breaking pitch outside and high there. 1-2 now to the senior second baseman, Zane Berry. Coach Knight, quite the Hollywood fashion plate with all the different apparel and gear that he's able to sport. 1-2 pitch. There's a shot right at the shortstop. They hold the runner and then come back to the bag. Pulled him off the bag, but alertly, first baseman Justin Deutschak came back and got his foot on the base before Zane got there. So it goes as a 6-3 put out, 2 outs in the inning. Jackson still at second. And here's Graham Crawford, who singled and scored his first time up. I mean, he didn't score, but Hayden Barrett running for him scored. Jackson not going. Breaking ball, shot into left field. There's a base hit. They'll throw it toward the plate and try to cut it.
First pitch swinging both times.
But you can't anticipate that. It's another single for Crawford. And again, Barrett will come in to run for him. So Crawford seeing the ball well here in the nightcap. Runners at the corners for the good guys. And here's big time. Billy wearing the old-fashioned stirrup socks. These are the socks I grew up with. Lefty versus lefty this matchup. First pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner. Garrity was hit by a pitch his first time up. Hasn't seen a lot to hit today. He walked once in game 1. He did ground out and fly out as well. And now he gets hit again. You got to feel bad for him. Really. Because he just wants to hit. Not get hit. Now here's Seth Mitchell with some ducks on the pond and 2 away. Seth delivered last time with a double, scoring 2. Sumrall leads at 3-0, and the bases are full here. First pitch swinging, and it's back into the screen after deflecting off of the catcher Matt Turner's helmet. So Jackson is at third. Hayden Barrett is at second. And Garrity is at first with 2 away. Too high. 1-1 now, the count to Seth Mitchell. The designated hitter swinging for Sully Clark, who's playing third in this game. The St. Pius Golden Lions, a Catholic school. The 1-1 pitch. 1, and that's popped out of play. St. Pius is a 4A school in Georgia, and they play with the public schools. So school size pretty comparable between St. Pius and Sumrall. Sumrall is a 4A Mississippi school. That's low. 2-2 now to Seth Mitchell with Javen Williams awaiting another at bat. Regardless of what happens this week, what an experience for the Bobcats to get to play at this perfect game tournament. A lot of teams would love to be here. Cooper Harlan to the belt. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a little pop out toward right field. This could be trouble, and it drops again. This will score 2 more. Seth Mitchell has 4 RBIs on the night already. And that one wasn't necessarily the prettiest of hits, but it counts all the same. And here's Javen Williams, who singled his first time up. Sumrall up 5-0 here in the second inning. Now balk is called. Balk is called, and that'll score a run. He did not come set for a full second. So Garrity comes in from third. Mitchell advances to second on the balk. And the first pitch to Javen Williams does not count. So we're back to a fresh count here. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate to Javen, playing left field. Everywhere I go, I make sure the PA announcer knows it's Javen, and it doesn't seem to matter. They'll always say Javon. Breaking ball popped out of play to our right. So 0-2. The Bobcats just look so much more relaxed and at ease in this game. And before they even got any runs, their demeanor was that way. Waiting game coming. Here's the 0-2 pitch, too high. 1-2 now to Javen Williams. With Hunter Barrett on deck, Sumrall has matched its second inning runnage with its first inning runnage. 3 runs each time. Now time is called. All of a sudden, Cooper Harlan taking a lot of time. Not only is Uncle Ernie getting into the act, now little Ernie. How many Ernies are there? from the 601 area code. See how much time he's taking when he comes set? Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on again. Hoisted out of play to the right. The Golden Lions. You know, there was some talk that William Carey University was going to change its mascot from Crusaders to Lions. That was bantered about a couple of years ago, but obviously they've stayed put. Swung on, drive right at the second baseman, who could not have been positioned any better. Will Briones was right there and snags the line drive of Javen Williams. But the Bobcats do come up with 3 more runs on 3 more hits. So Sumrall has 6 runs on 7 hits in just a couple of innings. They have got their hitting shoes on tonight. Sonic Restaurants, a sponsor of our Bobcat webcasts. Lewis Norman All-Pro Realty in Sumrall, thank you for your support, along with Diversified Forestry and Granberry and Henderson Orthodontics. Here at the Hoover Met Sports Complex in Hoover, Alabama. Some of the youngsters today were a little bit surprised when I told them that I went to Hoover High School. Not in Hoover, Alabama, but in Des Moines, Iowa. Went to Herbert Hoover High School in Des Moines. By the time the cheerleaders spelled it out, the game was over. Continuing his warm-up tosses Hunter Barrett, who has now been staked to a 6-run lead. You talk about a pitcher's best friend. Ms. Cribbs over here to our right has a blanket that looks like, well, several of her outfits. Coach Anita wishing the Cats good luck tonight. Thank you, Anita Sumrall. Glad to hear from you. And if you haven't checked in, we'd love for you to do so. 601-310-7077. Save that number in your phone so that you have it. You'll have access to us all season long here on our Bobcat webcasts. Here's Mike Spear, the third baseman. First pitch, he gets beaned. So after hammering the strike zone the first inning, only pitching 1 ball, in fact, Hunter Barrett beans Mike Spear, and that'll bring up Daniel Teran. Teran, the designated hitter, hitting in place of the pitcher Cooper Harlan. As the throw goes over to first. All turf fields here. And as we mentioned yesterday, as he comes set, there's that strike. I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but down in the right and left field corners, there are home plates. There's a breaking ball outside. And the reason that there are home plates down in those corners is that when the big select tournaments are played here, this one field can actually occupy 3 fields in all when the youngsters play. Swing and a miss at the hard heater right there. Teran is down in the count 1-2. Actually, from my vantage point, it's difficult for me to see the scoreboard, so I'm going to rely on the home plate umpire, who's been pretty consistent at putting those fingers in the air so we know what the count is. Sumrall looking for a double play ball here. 1-2 pitch. Swung on. Little pop out to shallow. Infield, look out! Zane Berry let it drop. The pitcher apparently, he's pointing at Barrett. Maybe Barrett called it. But it dropped between them, and luckily and alertly, they were able to get the lead man at second. So it'll go in the book as a fielder's choice. So here's Matt Turner, the catcher. Boy, the Bobcats have struggled with infield pop-ups today. And you would think that that would be one of the easier plays to make. Off-speed pitch. Here's the chopper to third. Sully Clark's got it. Stays with it. Throw to first is off the mark. Now throw over to third. And the runner going from second to third is out. That would be Tehran. But it will be an E5. And Turner is, or a representative of Turner, will come in and run for him. Will go to first base. And the Lions have a runner at first with 2 outs now. The out on the fielder's choice. That's Nick Kosek. He's a senior out of Atlanta. And here's Justin Doychak now, the first baseman. Doychak spelled D-O-Y-C-H-A-K. So again, runner on first, 2 outs. That was kind of a carnival, that play. Getting a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but most importantly, Bobcats got an out of it. Actually got the lead runner out. Throw to first, and the runner is off, and he is picked off just like that. Wow. That is not conducive to getting playing time. Making a mistake like that. So he's rung up. And as it turns out now, Barrett has faced the minimum. No runs on no hits. There was an error, but nobody was left. So we go to the third. Here in Hoover of the nightcap, Sumrall has this one in hand, 6-0. Martin's E-Tax service in Sumrall would like to be your go-to one-stop shop for taxes, whether it's during tax season or all year round. Visit Martin's E-Tax at 4879 Highway 589 in Sumrall, right across from Town Hall. And they have to be pretty nice folks, because once you get the word about how much you're going to have to pay, I'm sure they get blasted a lot, but they don't make the rules. They just do the paperwork. Martin's E-Tax, glad to have you along with us. And thanks to Dr. Bayless, Tommy Bayless at Premier Orthopedics. Fellowship trained in sports medicine and experience you can trust. Expertise that you can count on to return you to a normal life. Premier Orthopedics, 296-2100, or join them online at premierorthopedic.com to book your appointment. Dr. Bayless, a pretty good athlete in his day back at North Forest High School. North Forest's boys beaten at the state basketball tournament, but good for the Eagles to get back there. Here's Hunter Barrett. He singled and was credited with an RBI in his first at bat as Sumrall comes to the plate in the top of the third inning. First pitch to him, a little blooper over first baseman's head. That's down into the corner. This will be at least 2. Barrett looking to third, but he will play it safe. Standing in the second, a leadoff double here in the third inning, and that'll bring up Mason Story. Marshall Phillips, the freshman Marshall Phillips, will run for the catcher, or for the pitcher rather, Hunter Barrett. And here's Mason Story, as we mentioned. Mason flew out to left field. Good play made out there by Jack Herring. And Story's first at bat. Lefty versus righty, the matchup. First pitch is right there at the knees for a strike. I like the way that this umpire sees what he sees, then discerns what he sees, and then makes the call. Nothing too quick, nothing too slow, but definitive. 330 down the lines here, 375 in the power alleys, and 400 dead straight away. Did not give him time, and that pitch was low. He wanted it. And May started to step out of the batter's box. Luckily, the pitch was off the mark. You youngsters watching, make sure that umpire gives you timeout before you step out. 1-1 the count to the Sumrall first baseman. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now to Story with Tanner Morgan awaiting his turn. Sumrall up 6-0 as they bat here in the top of the third. Home and visitor was determined by a coin flip in this one. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, shot foul. Wide of third. Right between the third baseman, Mike Spear, and Sumrall coach Larry Knight. Larry's brother Steve awaiting word as to whether William Carey will get an at-large bid to the NAIA National Basketball Tournament in Kansas City. I think those bids come out either Tuesday or Wednesday of this coming week. The 1-2 pitch to Story. A little dribbler right out in front of the plate. That ball is foul. It kind of hit that turf and took a side spin and just crept over the line. And wisely, Matt Turner, the catcher, knowing he wasn't going to be able to throw Story out anyway, was willing to take the risk, and it paid off. So the count stays 1-2. Marshall Phillips doesn't have to go anywhere down there at second base, so conventional wisdom would be anything hit to the right side, he'll be moving. Anything to the left, he'll have to read it. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, here's a grounder to short. Phillips was on the move to third. Play over to first base, Chandler Simpson retires Story on the 6-3 putout. Advancing to third is Phillips, so he's there at third with one away. And here's Tanner Morgan, who lined out to the left fielder, Jack Herring, his first time up. Kind of in shallow at third base is Mike Spear. He's at what we call the elbow over there, kind of that cutout. Now time is called at the plate. The St. Pius Golden Lions Catholic School. First pitch to Morgan, high drive to left field. Ball is well back. That ball is carrying at the warning track. The catch is made by Herring, but tagging and scoring easily is Phillips, and it's a 7-0 Sumrall lead. So Morgan will be credited with a sac fly and an RBI. That's Tanner's fourth run batted in. So base is empty, 2 outs, and here's Dennis Ray Jackson. Boy, those cleats he's got on almost look like they're battery operated. Those are bright, aren't they? That pitch is low. Jackson, it's the third inning, and this is already his third at bat. Swing and a miss, and a pitch that might have been high and away. So 1-1 the count. Swung on, fly ball toward left field, but right there monitoring it and tracking it all the way is Jack Herring for the final out of the inning. So the Bobcats do come up with 1 run on 1 hit. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third inning here. It's Sumrall 7 and St. Pius nothing. We want to thank Magnolia Place Retirement Home in downtown Sumrall for being one of our sponsors. Residents there are cared for by dedicated resident assistants, registered nurses. They enjoy home-cooked meals, activities, housekeeping, religious services, and recreation. Schedule a tour at 758-0600, or you can message Magnolia Place on Facebook. 7, 8, and 9. The scheduled hitters, actually Deutschak was up there at bat when the runner was picked off at first. So he will come up there again with a fresh count. Bobcats will play tomorrow at 11:30 in the morning. We know that, regardless of what happens here. And we'll have it for you. Now look, if we're not on the air right at 11:30, wisdom would dictate that something's running a little bit late or there's a problem, so that you don't necessarily need to text us. You can follow us on social media. We'll be keeping you up to date there. But rest assured, when the Bobcats are playing, we will have it for you on the air. So Deutschak up there again. Lefty versus the righty. Barrett's pitch is fouled out of play. Raymond McRaney has finally checked in from Marrero, Louisiana. And in case you didn't know, he was a 1976 graduate of Sumrall High School. That pitch is high, 1-1 now. So the class of 76, it'd be what, coming up on their 43rd class reunion? Something like that. The 1-1 pitch swung on, and this one is out of play down the left field line. Good hustle by Javen Williams, but was never in doubt about being a foul ball. So 1-2 to Justin Deutschak. Tommy Fry, the right fielder, is on deck for the Lions. Batting here in the bottom of the third. Swung on, breaking ball right back to the pitcher. Runs toward first, the underhanded flip, and there's one away. So Tommy Fry, the right fielder, will dig in. Fry hasn't had any action out there in right field tonight. He is a junior. They shade him to go the opposite way a little bit as Dennis Jackson moves way over to the right side, and he swings and misses, strike one. Jack Herring, the left fielder, on deck as the Lions bat here in the bottom of the third. Barrett has faced the minimum. Tries to bunt it and pops it out of play. That will raise the suspicion of Sully Clark at third and Mason Story at first. But now there's two strikes, so he tries to bunt here and misses. He's toast. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Third strikeout for Barrett now. He has not walked a single batter. Now, he did hit one. He hit Spear. But on the year, he has not walked anybody and has struck out 15. First pitch, there's a strike on the corner. Righty versus lefty. Jack Herring up to bat. St. Pius was in a pod with the Hoover team from the local area here, the Buccaneers. Obviously very good. Hoover was the #1 seed in that pod. Pius lost their games 9-4 and 7-2. Check swing, but he went. 1-2 now to Jack Herring, the left fielder for the Lions. Batting in the bottom of the third. Barrett kicks into a nasty breaking ball. Did he hold up? He did. Graham Crawford was ready to throw it around the horn or go back to the dugout because there's two outs. Two-two pitch. Got a piece of it. And to show you how old I'm getting, that ball bounced right in front of my eyes here in the screen. I didn't move. Johnny and Sue Williams are watching from Sumrall tonight. Raymond McRaney says it is the 43rd reunion this year. Blazed that fastball too high. So full count to Jack Herring. Should he reach, then Will Tippett, the top of the order, comes back for the Lions. 3-2 pitch. It's high, ball 4. So the first walk of the year surrendered by Barrett gives the Lions their first runner of the night. Will Tippett struck out looking his first time up. He goes back up there to bat. Tippett, a sophomore. This Sumrall team just loaded with senior talent. A lot of talent in the younger cupboards as well, particularly on the pitching staff. First pitch fouled into the screen. I think that one might have caught Graham Crawford too, maybe on the shoulder. Graham Crawford headed to Pearl River, and in case you missed it, the Pearl River men's basketball team won the Region 23 tournament tonight up in Clinton. So Chris Oney and the Wildcats will go to the national tournament in Hutchinson, Kansas. And I'm not sure that any team from Pearl River has gone, or certainly not in a long time. Breaking ball and a beauty in there for a strike. 0-2 to Will Tippett. Well, pretty nice picture there, isn't it? Prettiest thing of the pictures up there at the top, 7-0. Outside. A ball and 2 strikes to Will Tippett. Will Briones is on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball, missed. 2-2. I was talking to Cross Sibley before the game. Of course, he pitched early on, so the rest of the tournament, they'll just get to kind of kick back and watch. But he said with all these seniors graduating, he's going to try to talk Coach Knight into letting him hit next year.
He did hit it some last year.
You know, hasn't for a while. Swung on. There's a shot foul. Way ahead of that one. And knocked it into the other field. Over here to our left. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Will Tippett. Lions batting in the bottom of the 3rd. Missed. Snap throw back to first and the runner back. You know, the only thing that has really surprised me about this baseball season so far, not just with Sumrall, but with other teams, is how many mistakes that have been made base running. Tons of pickoffs this year. So obviously maybe something coaches need to work on, or all coaches. The kids run. There's ball 4. And a second straight walk issued by Barrett. Herring at second now, Tippett at first. And here's Briones. Briones, the second baseman. Forced at any base except home. First pitch from Barrett is swung on and laced foul over here to our right. Next Thursday and Friday, the Bobcats will begin district play. Thursday at Pop Vegas. And then Friday at Sumrall. So back-to-back nights, the Hornets provide the opposition. Pickoff play to second base, and that ball skied into center field. Dennis Jackson will throw it to third. The trail runner coming behind. So the Lions have now runners at second and third. So that takes the force plays off, except anywhere at first. Anywhere but first. An unforced error there. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, the count is 0-1 to Briones. Briones spelled Briones. Well, that is a nasty breaking ball, 12-6. But he fouled off to the right side. So Barrett's got him right where he wants him. He's got him up to the boat. Can he put him in the boat? Briones hitting number 2 in the order for the Lions. Barrett gets the sign from Crawford. They'll go from pretty much the full windup. Fastball, there's a shot but foul down the right field line. So Briones hanging tough. Briones, the second baseman. Chandler Simpson is on deck, the shortstop. Barrett gets the sign. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball. Little pop out towards second, but Barry is there. He read it beautifully off the bat and made the easy out. So that'll do it for the Lions. No runs on no hits. There were a couple of walks and a couple of men left on base, but we've completed 3 here at Hoover tonight, all Raw Cats, 7-0. And coming up for Sumrall will be hitters 2, 3, and 4. That's Barry, Crawford, and Garrity. ComSouth Mission Critical Solutions. ComSouth offers a full portfolio of two-way communications, 911 call taking, radio dispatch consoles, safety solutions including GPS tracking. ComSouth has 4 authorized service centers to better serve you: Hattiesburg, Laurel, Macomb, and Meridian. I could never remember the term GPS. I always just said UPS. Because I figured they'd know how to deliver it, right? New pitcher for the Lions. So the lefty is done. Anthony Fico. He's a senior out of Marietta, Georgia. So Anthony Fico on to see if he can handle Sumrall here. Sumrall has scored in every inning, 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. And the teeth of their order coming to bat here, 2, 3, and 4. Fico kind of falls off to the side a little bit. Zane Berry has hit the ball sharply twice, but to the shortstop. So we begin the 4th inning. And Fico will go immediately from the stretch even with the bases empty. First pitch is low and inside, ball 1. Zane Berry, he'll be headed to East Mississippi to become a Lion next year. 1-0 pitch from Fico. That's inside as well. 2-0 now. Graham Crawford is on deck. He is 2 for 2. He is seeing it really well tonight. The 2-0 pitch. That one is there as he brought it back in across the plate a little bit. Crawford was hitting .316 coming into the series. But so far today, he's 3 for 5. So that average will creep upwards. 2-1 pitch. Shows bunt, tries to drag it down. But it goes foul. And the count evens out at 2-2 now. Lots of different options for Larry Knight to go with on the mound tomorrow as they complete this tournament. He could go with Hayden Norrid, the sophomore. He could go with Billy Garrity. Got different ways to go. That pitch is way outside. 3-2 now to Zane. Because starting next week when the Hornets provide the opposition. Those are the games that really count. Those are the ones that determine who goes to the playoffs and who doesn't. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. A little pop out toward right field. This could be trouble, and it drops. Sumrall's had a bunch of those seeing eye little pops tonight. So Zane records his first hit of the game to go with 2 ground balls to short. And here is now Graham Crawford, who will get to turn it around and hit left-handed. So Fico will face 2 quality lefties back-to-back here. Barry is always a threat to steal. He plays second, but could just as easily play outfield with a fleet of foot as he is, and now Crawford wants time. Mentioned Crawford going to Pearl River and the Pearl River men winning the region tournament. The Jones women won. So Missy Bilderback's crew goes to nationals as Zane Berry goes to second base on a ball that got out of the glove of Matt Turner. Crawford hitting third in the order. Billy Garrity on deck. He's been plunked twice. That's away. 2-0 now. That's what we call a hitter's count now. 2-0, you can anticipate fastball. When I'm looking behind us, Jeremy, there's that Papa John's box just sitting there. The 2-0 pitch. Outside again. 3-0, Anthony Fico on in relief of Cooper Harlan. And a ball got onto the field from the one over here to our left, so Crawford looking at a big fat 3-0 count here. .3-0 pitch, outside again. Really not even close on 4 pitches. Here's Billy Garrity now. Swung on. Here's a high drive to left field. The park should hold this one. And it is caught by Herring. The runners will tag and advance. That'll bring up Seth Mitchell now. Mitchell has singled twice and has recorded 4 runs batted in. That's a tribute to the guys ahead of him in the order who have gotten on base. Javen Williams is on deck. Runners on second and third. 1 out for the Rollcats here in the 4th. There's a strike as he kind of dropped down from the side. Coach Knight's mom is watching. Good to see all these runs tonight. Indeed. Great job, Cats. Keep it coming. Never have too many runs. Another ball from the other field. Man, you're right in the line of fire here. There's a lot of netting around the ballpark, but always have to be on your toes. Even with the bag at third is Mike Spear. Another pitch that's just low to Mitchell. Boy, Mitchell has been a pretty consistent slugger for this Sumrall team. And it's not easy to DH. It's tough to kind of get into the swing sometimes. Inside, 2-1 to him. But that's a pretty formidable middle of the order, Garrity, Mitchell, and Williams. And it gives you a variety of left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters. That's low. Gets away from the catcher. Barry will advance to home. An errant throw. Heads up base running by Zane Barry. Scores another run. And advancing to third, right behind him, is Hayden Barrett. And Barrett's job as the trail runner there is to emulate what the lead runner does. That pitch is high and inside, and I think that's ball 4, and it is. So runners at the corners now and 1 out, and here comes Javen Williams. It is now 8-0 Sumrall. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 more here in the fourth. Now the catcher, Matt Turner, will come out and signal how they're going to play the first and third here. Really important that we talk about Hayden Barrett's job as the trail runner there as Coach Knight comes to talk to the home plate umpire, because lots of times what will happen is that trail runner will not pay attention like they should to the man ahead of him. And then you'll get 2 guys jammed up at one base and hand the other team an easy out. Sully Clark is running at first base for Mitchell. And here's Javen. Let's see what he's been up to. He is singled and was stranded at third. He also lined out to second base. First pitch to him is right on the corner. First strike 1. Boy, night and day, no pun intended, with Larry Knight being the coach. The difference in this Sumrall team from this morning to tonight. A 1-1 pitch, runner going, or thought he was going, and there's a strike 2 pitch. Mitchell kind of looking down at first. He thought that Clark was going, which might have been why he didn't swing. He lines into a double play or fouls it off, and then Sully'd have to get back. So the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 away in the inning now. And here's Hunter Barrett, who has, all he's done is singled and doubled and has pitched a terrific game so far, holding the Golden Lions at bay. 8-0 Wildcats as they bat in the fourth. Runner going. First pitch is a strike right there. So now a base hit would most likely plate 2 as they'll be going on contact. So much has been made about this Sumrall team, but Larry Knight in interviews has said, look, everybody has forgotten that Purvis won the league last year. Purvis won the district. And they'll be back at it again as they've got their 2 stud arms that they'll throw out there against Sumrall. But Greene County will be heard from. And, of course, Poplarville has only lost a game all year. Breaking ball gets away. Karam's off the backstop. Barrett was flying in toward home, anticipating that play, and he scores. Sully Clark advances to third. So now it is 9-0 Sumrall. Runner on third with 2 outs. Check swing. Barrett did not go. So the count is 2 balls and a strike. That pitch is three and one now. Inside, little grounder right back up toward the middle. Going to be a tough play because he's fast. Throws to first, and they did get him by half a step. Good play by Briones at second. They can hear the audio?
Yeah.
Okay. We know that the picture's down for just a minute. All right, we had one of the cords kind of get kicked here. It's okay, it happens. And we're back there now. But again, good play by Briones to throw Hunter Barrett out by half a step. So he's out on the 4-3 putout. Sumrall does come up with 2 more runs on 1 hit. There were a couple of walks. So we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Sumrall leads at 9-0. Hunter Barrett comes back for another inning of work. Don't forget to swing by Buffalo Wild Wings when you get a chance in Hattiesburg at the intersection of I-59 and Hardy Street. It's the official viewing station of Southern Miss Athletics. But their go-to winning lunch meal menu, and of course, specials all the time at Buffalo Wild Wings. Great place to engage in your favorite sporting event on the big screen TVs. Get together with the crew, do your pregame there or whatever. And Buffalo Wild Wings will give 10% of its revenues back to the school of your choice. You just have to mention it to them. Buffalo Wild Wings, supporter of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. So the Lions will send hitters 3, 4, and 5 to the plate. Simpson, Spear, and Tehran. As we mentioned, Chandler Simpson coming to bat here was already committed to UAB, or as our buddy John Cox would say, like UAB Blazers, which are right up the road. In fact, hey, the Eagles got him a sweep today.
About time.
Beat Holy Cross, right? Moved the doubleheader to today, pending some nasty weather tomorrow. First pitch is low, ball 1 to Chandler Simpson. He grounded to second his first time up. Barry had to backtrack a little bit to field that ball, but made a good throw to get him by half a step. Swung on, right back to Barry again. Gobbles this one up and throws over to first for the out. With this field being turfed just like the Sumrall infield, you can just see the comfort level of this defense elevate. The turf gives you a much truer hop. The grass and the dirt this morning gave the guys a little bit of trouble with 5 errors, and that is so uncharacteristic. As Mike Spear takes a fastball strike. About a 2-hour and 15-minute ride for the Golden Lions to get here. Swung on, here's a high fly ball toward left. This could be trouble, and diving toward the line and dropping the ball is Javen Williams, but the ball was in foul territory. Great effort. Or is that Javen in left field? 0-2 pitch. Missed low.
Yeah, that's him.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Our angle is kind of hinky right here behind home plate. 1-2 the count to Spear. Breaking ball. Golfs it toward third. Sully Clark. Nice snag. Throws across the diamond and gets him by half a step. What a play by Sully Clark. And you'd say, boy, that play was close. Well, it was, but Clark had to wait for that ball to come down out of the air. Luckily, gravity does work, but sometimes you have to wait on it. And here's Daniel Tehran. Tehran reached on a fielder's choice, wound up being thrown out at third, trying to advance on a base hit. First pitch to him, right out towards center field, but Zane Barry is there to gobble it up as he clogs up the hole. And the Lions go up and down 1, 2, 3. So we've completed 4 here in Hoover. Sumrall leads it 9-0. Special shout out to our friends at Elite Physical Therapy with 3 locations to serve you in Hattiesburg, Petal, and Wiggins. Not only pre- and post-operative rehab and pediatric therapy, but they also offer a weight management program. Elite Physical Therapy. Glad to have them with us on our Sumrall broadcasts. I'm managing my weight, but unfortunately it keeps going one direction. Wish my weight was a two-way street, but Fico back out to work for another inning for the Lions. And Sumrall's scheduled hitters are Mason Story, Tanner Morgan, and Dennis Jackson. Mesa lead it off. He has flown to left and grounded to short. This game's zipping right along. Is it 5 after 11?
Yep.
Holy goodness. I would have never thought that. Scheduled for an 8:30 start and got started more like 9:45.
Yeah.
So we're about an hour and 15 minutes into it. And again, for those of you listening or watching, doesn't matter how this game finishes up. Sumrall will play at 11:30 tomorrow. Final game of this perfect game tournament for the hometown boys. And then they'll get back to practice and get ready for the Hornets. They'll go to Pop Vegas on Thursday. So here's Story now. Tanner Morgan is on deck. Righty versus righty here. Story came into the series hitting .211. First pitch swinging and fouls it down the right field line. Well, we've heard from Michigan tonight. We've heard from Louisiana. We've heard from Mendenhall. We've heard from Sumrall. Where are you at, Bobcat fans? If you haven't checked in, do so at 601-310-7077. There's strike 2. Story a little disappointed with himself. He'd like to have that one back. Oh and 2. Breaking ball swing and a miss. Story down on strikes. First strikeout, check that second strikeout for Fico. Here's Tanner Morgan now. He is lined out softly to left field. He's also flown to left, but was credited with an RBI sacrifice fly. Bases empty, 1 away here, top of the 5th inning. Sumrall in control of this one from the get-go. First pitch to him is, I thought that was at the knees. He called it low. Looks like Sumrall wearing their turf shoes again over here. There's a nasty breaking ball way outside. 1-1 to Morgan with Dennis Jackson on deck. That pitch is upstairs. 3-0 now to Morgan. As you hear the wind is starting to whip now through our microphones, even with the windscreen on the mics, you can hear the wind whistling inside ball 4. So Morgan sat still for a 4-pitch walk. The Lots are watching from Nashville, Tennessee. Notice how when I said Tennessee, I just broke into that accent. From Nashville. I think they were watching from Sumrall this morning, so they've been in the car or in the airplane today. Glad to have the Lots with us. Tries to put the bunt down again, but it goes foul. So everybody will go back to where they started from. Hank and Melinda, big Sumrall baseball fans. They always have very kind words to say about our webcasts, and we thank you all for those kind words. 0-1 pitch is low. 1-1 now to Dennis Jackson, the senior center fielder. Of course, with this Sumrall team, you could pretty much say the senior whatever, because there's a lot of them. 11 on the roster. 7 regular starters. Now they'll go to second base. He was starting to run, and Morgan tagged out. So they guessed right, did the Lions. So now base is empty, 2 away. And Jackson will get back to work with a 1-1 count. That's a ball. Called that one low. Dennis Jackson, by far leading the team in batting average, came into the series hitting .583. That one missed badly. 3-1 now. With Zane Berry on deck. Zane singled and scored his last time up. Nice contingent of Bobcat fans here. 3-1. Swung on. Chopper toward the hole. To his left. Throws across the diamond, but not in time. Chandler Simpson did a terrific job at cutting that ball off. And as good an arm as he has, he could not get Jackson. That's a single for Dennis. Albeit the infield variety, and here's Barry now. So had Morgan not been tagged out, Sumrall would have runners on first and second with 1 out. There's a strike on the corner. Zane grounded to short in the first, grounded to short in the second, singled and scored in the fourth, and here he is again in the fifth. So the Bobcats being very efficient with their at-bats. Swung on. Here's a fly toward right field. That ball is well hit. Around first, on his way to second is Barry. Dennis Jackson being waved from third. He'll stand up at second with a double. Dennis Jackson scores the 10th run of the game, and Sumrall is rolling. With 2 outs, Jackson didn't have to worry. So he got a jump as that ball came right off the bat. And here's Graham Crawford now. He has singled twice. He has walked and scored all 3 times. His first look at Fico. The pitch is low and away. So Barry is now at second with 2 outs, and he'll be off to the races on anything hit. Sumrall has scored at least 1 run in every inning. The 1-0 pitch. Away again. 2-0. Of course, Crawford is a master at going the other way, and if he can golf one out toward left, they're giving him a lot of room in left field. They're playing him to pull. So Jack Herring is in no man's land out there in left. The 2-0 pitch. Low, 3-0. Boy, and if they walk Crawford, then you get the likes of Billy Garrity. Talk about picking your poison. Here's the 3-0 effort. Swinging on 3-0 and fouled it into the screen. Yeah, Crawford with Garrity on deck. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like the play? You know? Garrity's been on 2 of the 3 times. Both getting hit by pitches. 3-1 the count now to Crawford with 2 away. Strike on the inside corner. Zane Berry advances to third on defensive indifference. He was already in scoring position at second, but now a payoff pitch coming to Graham Crawford. Crawford now calls time at the plate. Fico taking a long time looking in to get the signals from Matt Turner. Crawford, the bat wiggling on his shoulder. That is outside, ball 4. So Crawford has been on all 4 times. And Marshall Phillips looks like will come in and run for. No, that is not Marshall Phillips.
Looks like Ty Little.
So Ty Little in there, and now time is called. Movie Star Restaurant is a place for home-cooked favorites in the Pine Belt. Fried chicken, vegetables, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, meatloaf. Gosh, let's just think about all those for just a moment. Those are just a few of the items on the Movie Star buffet as the Lions make a pitching change. They've got that lunch buffet daily along with soup, salad, and dessert. Movie Star classics like ribeye steaks and the hippie chicken. Seafood platters. Movie Star Restaurant. Soon their food will be available on Waiter. You can check out the Movie Star Facebook page for more information. So the third pitcher warming up here now for the Golden Lions. That is Matt Horner. Horner is a senior out of the ATL. The Lions, being a Catholic school, the way Georgia does it, of course, Catholic schools can get players from anywhere. But if you have a certain percentage of your populace that is from outside your local area, you have to go up in classification in sports, which I think makes a lot of sense. You've got schools in Mississippi like St. Stanislaus, for example, who seems to always be battling for state championships. Well, the public schools would argue that Stanislaus has an advantage because they can go get players, whereas the public schools can't, quote-unquote, recruit. Sacred Heart in Sumrall's backyard has won 3 or 4 state girls soccer championships, and that's the argument that the public schools have there as well. Sacred Heart can recruit players. And not like they do, but I'm just saying this, you know, they're allowed to do that because it's a private school. So here we go. Garrity now to face Matt Horner. Wasn't there a nursery rhyme about Matt Horner? Or was that, no, it was Jack Horner. Wasn't it? It's been a while since I've been reading some nursery rhymes. It was little Jack Horner that sat in the corner, eating his curds and whey. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's Little Miss Muffet. Never mind. Here's Garrity. Barry at third. Little at first. And another ball from across the way. Goes on to our field. So time is called. Sumrall leads at 10-0, looking for more here in the top of the 5th. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Boy, Garrity would so badly like to see something to hit. And he just hasn't seen a whole lot of it. The 1-0. That's outside, 2-0. Swung on. Here's a drive to left center field. That ball is well hit. That is over the head of Herring. This will score 2 runs. Garrity flying around second. He will be held at third. It is a 2-out triple, and Sumrall leads at 12-0. So Garrity finally got something to hit, and he made the most of it. Two more RBIs for Garrity. So Sumrall's put up 3 more here in the 5th. And here is Sully Clark hitting in Seth Mitchell's spot. That pitch is outside, ball 1. Billy got that ball up in the air too, but it just kept carrying. And Herring kept running and running and just couldn't catch up to it. 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Sumrall leads at 12-0 here. and will play tomorrow at 11:30. That pitch is low, 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1 now to Sully. Stoney Williamson. Stoney Williamson's the eye doctor. We ought to invoice him for the free plug there. Full count to Sully Clark. That pitch is outside, ball 4. So Sully's aboard. Runners at the corners. Sam Williamson now. Up to bat for the Bobcats with runners at the corners. Good opportunity for Sam to get some cuts here. First pitch to him, swung on, there's a shot right back up the middle and a base hit. How about that? Garrity scores, it's 13-0. Go ahead, Sam. And now Hayden Barrett will get in. Sam Williamson delivers a 2-out single and is credited with an RBI. So runners at first and second with Sully Clark there. 13-0 Sumrall now. Runners on first and second. And Hayden Barrett hitting for Hunter Barrett. First pitch gets away from the catcher. The runners will hold. Hayden Barrett, quite a football player for Sumrall, used in several different positions, mostly out of the slot. Number 7 in the batting order. There's a strike. A ball and a strike to Hayden Barrett. Runners will be moving on contact. That didn't get there. 2-1. There's somebody over here to the left of us being sufficiently annoying.
Other field.
Oh, it is the other field. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, grounder towards second. Flips to second for the out. And that does it. So on the fielder's choice, Williamson rung up at second for the third out. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Sumrall in command, 13-0. And now we'll see if the parade of defensive changes starts working here. And back out to the hill to finish it up is Hunter Barrett.
Marshall's coming in. Sam's coming in. Weston's coming in.
Weston Cooley. Another left-handed stick for Sumrall, and the lineup should he be needed. Sully Clark has been playing third this game. So we'll sort it out for you here in a moment. Barrett continues to warm up. New catcher,
Ron Little,
for the Bobcats is Ryan Little. He's a sophomore. So younger guys getting some good reps here. Marshall Phillips will go to shortstop. He's just a freshman.
Sam Williamson going out to left.
Yes, Sam Williamson is trotting out there. Jackson and Garrity still in the outfield.
Cooley's over in right field.
Weston Cooley is. I see the left-handed throw there now.
Ty goes to second.
So the future of the Sumrall defensive Bobcats, you're getting a good look at them out there now with this lead. This infield that you see out there right now could very well be, other than Mason Story, of course, who will graduate, this could very well be the starting infield for Sumrall next year. So Matt Turner scheduled to lead it off here. First pitch swung on, and a nice stop at first base by Story, and Barrett is there to cover the bag. What a play by Mason Story. That's called laying out and making the play. Well done. And here's Deutschak now with bases empty and one away. First pitch, he gets hit. That is the second hit batsman of the game. That is surrendered by Barrett. Checking in now for St. Pius is Will Brocksterman. He is a junior out of Atlanta. So Brocksterman up to bat. With a runner at first and one man away. A great defensive play by Story over there at first. And Weston Cooley, who's playing right field, he could play first base. Sibley could play first base. Both those guys left-handed. First pitch is position A, strike one. Sumrall trying to wrap it up here in the fifth. So although the game got started late, at about 9:45, catching up as that pitch is high. Throw again back over to first. Eloise Cooley said, tell Kelly that Steve Cooley's mom in Ellisville said that they like this score. It's about time Bobcats put up some runs. There's a strike at the plate. 1-2 now. That's from the 769 area code. Brocksterman hitting for Tommy Fry in that 8-hole here for the Lions. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 away. Fourth strikeout of the night for Barrett. He had 2 in the first. He had a punch out in the third, and then one more here in the fifth. 2 away. And here's Jack Herring, the left fielder. First pitch to him. Swung on, grounded to second base. Little's got it. Throws to first. And the out is recorded. And that's the ball game. Sumrall an easy victory tonight. 13-0 over St. Pius. They'll play tomorrow at 11:30. 11:30 game time tomorrow. And again, if we're just a few minutes late, don't anticipate being late on a Saturday morning game. But if we're a few minutes late, don't worry. Rest assured, we will have it for you. The winning pitcher, Barrett, goes all the way, and according to my records, did not surrender a hit. A couple of walks and a couple of hit batsmen, but that was it. Sumrall wins it 13-0 tonight in the nightcap. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning at 11:30. For producer, engineer, director Jeremy Thompson, I'm Kelly Sander. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball.